WPK. Welcome back to the State Line Sports Hour, a 2-hour special today here with the Pigskin Preview. We've been to Beloit Memorial. We've been to Freeport. We're going back up to Beloit. And with us is first-year head coach for Beloit Turner, Diehl. And, Coach, good to have you on today, and good luck as a first-year head coach. It's always a lot of fun, isn't it?
It is. Thanks for having me.
You know, Coach, so how are you looking so far? You guys get to start a little bit earlier, so you're a week into practice. How are things looking so far?
It's good. I think, we're meeting our expectations at this point. It's been an uneventful first week. I was expecting some surprises, and really it's been really smooth, and I'm real pleased.
What are some of the things you're going to be working on? I know last year it was a tough season. The last couple of years have been a tough season for Turner. What are some of the things you're working on? Is some of it even the mental part of the aspect of games? When we talked to Rodney Weidig up at Beloit Memorial, he said that's probably part of the biggest part that they have up there with working on.
It is. Schemes are just, every scheme's the same or different. A spread offense is a spread offense pretty much everywhere. So X's and O's is really not as much the focus is getting them to believe in themselves that they can achieve success, and trying to get them to take small steps forward, show them and reward them for the successes they're having in camp, and try to obtain more of that.
What's going to be the big thing for you coming in? Because obviously what you have to try to do when you've got a program that's down is change the culture, try to get people in that winning mentality, even if you're not necessarily winning games. What's going to be the key for you kind of doing that coming in?
It started, when I first got the job 4 months ago. It was, getting them to believe that, a lot of people say practice makes perfect. And, I disagree. I think perfect practice makes perfect. And getting them to prepare in the off season, we had a great weight room attendance, all, in the spring, and then we hit summer. And for the first time in many years, I would say that Turner had, 70% of his football team in the weight room all summer. With some, when you have Beloit's a big baseball community, so with Legion baseball, you kind of got to give and take. But we had a great off season, and that was the first step. The first step is getting them to prepare perfectly, and now that we're here in pads, it's basically moved us forward and got us a head start from years past.
A lot of times we see these coaches get hired, in the summer, maybe in June, so you've missed most of that off season. Do you feel maybe that gave you a bit of a step ahead going into your first year, being able to, almost have kind of that full off season there?
I think so. I really do. The administration here at Turner knows what to do to build winning programs. Even though they're not coaching them, they support us well. They had a formula for success in getting a coach in early enough to get to know the kids and understand exactly what we have to work with here at Turner. And it gives you a leg up, knowing when we put our offense and defense together, it's going to fit Turner and what we have to work with. It's not something where we're going to force kids to be something they're not.
We're talking with Diehl, the first-year head coach of Beloit Turner. And offensively, Coach, who's guiding that offense for you this year? Who's that quarterback and the running backs and some of the line guys?
Well, unique thing here, I think, for the first time also is that we have some depth and there's competition in camp. We're not handing anything to anybody. We have a senior quarterback coming back in Seth Smith. He has the golden arm. There's no question about it. He has a college arm. But watching film, he has some maturing to do with his read progressions. And if he does a great job, it's possible that he could, be that starting quarterback here at Turner that they've been looking for, and now I can say we've been looking for. James Schneider is a junior quarterback that has a cannon for an arm. This kid throws it on the fly, almost 70 yards.
Wow.
So it's once again he also is a kid that we're looking at multiple positions. He could play receiver or running back, and he'll definitely be a starter at linebacker for us. But running back looks good. We're deep there. Sam Bain will probably lead the way there. He's been the most consistent in camp so far. Good power kid with some good speed, but we have some kids behind him that's going to push. Receivers look good. That's probably the deepest position. Turner ran the spread for the last how many years here, and they've developed some receivers. So we got quite a few kids. I got about 12 kids that can catch the football, where I don't think we'll miss a beat, whoever we put in there on offense.
You talk about the depth on offense. Are you going to have to play some two-way football, or do you got some kids that are stepping up on the defensive side of the ball, too?
They're stepping up. I try to keep a philosophy. High school football, your best 11 need to be out there as much as possible. But, I'm trying to build a program, and if you play just 11 kids, you're not playing for your future next year and the years after. So, I kind of have, if you get a starting spot on offense, you're going to play defense, but probably up to 40%. So it looks like right now that we might only have 2 or 3, solid two-way players that we're going to have to put out there just based off team need, and they're conditioned enough and strong enough to where they're going to last, both ways 100%.
I'm one of these special teams guys. I always like to see what the special teams are like, and sometimes I always say they can win or lose you a game. How's the special teams look up there for Turner?
Well, that looks pretty solid. We know we had with our special teams. We had an all-conference punter last year who was only a freshman. He's back, and Juan Reyes. He's had some good training in the off season with some personal training with a college kicker, and so he's working on his field goals, and this kid's accurate from 45 yards out already as a sophomore. So the future looks good in the kicking game for us. But you know what? You're right. Special teams are important. It's a third of the game, and it deserves a third of the practice. However, I have to tell you, when you put in a new offense and a new defense, special teams is one of those things that are going to be pushed back for another week or two. I don't think we're going to perfect that probably until going into our first game in a few weeks.
You open up with a non-conference game, and a lot of conferences in the area don't have that opportunity. You're playing university school. Is that an advantage for you as you get ready for the always tough Rock Valley South?
It always is, yeah. University school is going to be a tough opponent. They're a playoff team last year. Their front seven's back, tight end to tight end, and they run a power concept with their full house backfield. So anytime you return a playoff team with the front seven intact, they're going to be a tough test to us. But preparing us for conference play, Rock South is tough. Those crossover games are brutal. And you have to schedule an opponent. Andy Coulter, our athletic director, made sure that we had a tough one in week 1.
Did you thank him for that, Coach?
Yeah, I kind of thanked him sarcastically at first, and then you kind of wins are important, and your non-conference games are important to be successful, and just because it builds your momentum going into conference. But you don't want cakewalks in your non-conference, because that's really not preparing you. That's giving you false hope, and that's not going to lead to success.
We got 2 weeks of practice left before the first game. What do you hope to accomplish in those 2 weeks, and what do you hope to see, opening night there to know that you guys have put in the work that you needed to do?
I just want us to progress. The kids are learning quickly. We're running a 4-2-5 defense here at Turner, which is a different concept, but I think it's more suited for the style of athletes we have. We have a lot of kids that might not be linebacker size, but they're athletes. They can fly around 165, 175-pound kids that, that we could put out in space and have linebacker rules, but also, cover in space as well. So, we're running 4-2-5, and they're developing with that. I think defense is coming along a little slower than offense. Offense, it always seems to get the exclamation point in the beginning because of timing. But, they're learning that as well. We run a multi-dimensional offense, multi-formations. So, we've gotten 3 out of our 6 formations done already in the first week. We're going to finalize that today in about a half hour. Next week we'll put in another one and hopefully go in with at least 4, formations going into week 1 and develop from there.
Well, thanks, Coach, for taking time. Good luck to Beloit Turner. We'll be keeping an eye on you down here in the south of the border, and hopefully you'll have a good year, and appreciate you taking the time today.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great day.
We've been talking to first-year head coach from Turner, Derek Diehl. He sounds like he's got it under control.
Yeah, it sounds like he's doing a lot of good things there, and hopefully he can try to turn that program around as well.
We continue with the first hour of today's special Pigskin Preview Show. We'll be back with Christian Life's Tony Ambrosio, one of our friends. We always love talking to Tony. We'll be back in just a moment here on the State Line Sports Hour on News Talk 1440 WROK.